After years of legal battles, media silence, and public speculation, Remir Satterthwaite, the man who claims to be Jay-Z's son, has finally scored a major legal win that's shaking the Carter empire. This isn't just another celebrity headline. This is a real-life courtroom saga that has spanned over a decade, and now it's hitting a turning point. Remir has long insisted that Jay-Z is his biological father. He and his legal team have been pushing for a paternity test, demanding recognition and accountability. For years, doors were slammed, motions were denied, and the case was kept under wraps. But recently, a judge ruled in Rymir's favor, reopening the path for the truth to come out. And with that small legal victory came a massive wave of attention. But it didn't stop there. Beyonce, always protective of her family and brand, reportedly took swift and sharp legal action following the ruling. According to insiders, she's been using every tool in her legal arsenal to put distance between Remir and their family, filing court orders, shutting down media narratives, and even allegedly issuing a ban to block Remir from getting any closer to the Carter name. Sources say the energy in the Carter household shifted immediately. Beyonce's moves weren't just about legal control, they were about sending a message. She's drawing a hard line between the Carters and anyone who threatens a legacy they've built. Meanwhile, Remir isn't backing down. He says this is about truth, identity, and the right to know where he came from. As the legal dust continues to stir, more documents are surfacing, and more people are starting to take his side. Social media is split, with some praising Beyonce for protecting her family, and others calling for Jay-Z to finally step up and take the test. With tensions rising and the case heating up, one thing's for sure, this isn't over, and the truth, it might just be closer than ever. So Jay-Z is all over the headlines right now because a judge just gave his alleged son, Remir, the green light to finally move forward with that long-awaited paternity case. And get this, the judge isn't playing. Jay-Z has been ordered to respond to the latest court filing by July 18th. Now guess who's out here pouring gasoline on this fire? Yep, none other than 50 Cent. But are we really surprised? 50 lives for this kind of mess? And just when you thought it couldn't get any messier, Nicki Minaj jumped in too. She reposted 50's message on X and said, "Is this why he was trending the other day? I don't know. To God be the glory." And it doesn't stop there. Word on the street is Beyonce is allegedly working behind the scenes doing everything she can to block this case. Sounds familiar, right? That's exactly what Rymir's godmother claimed a while back, that Queen Bey was pulling strings to protect the Carter brand.
Beyonce thing came when a friend of mine who knew her, somebody in her camp, and she said something supposedly, this is all hearsay, about regarding saying Remir needs to go away, little boy, something to that effect. There was something out there with the song they made. And then next thing I know, somebody was at my property. Somebody came to my property in the evening time and had a conversation about trying to get in through the back door.
But here's where things really start to heat up. Some reports are now claiming the judge only allowed this case to move forward because Jay-Z is allegedly tied to some shady, behind-the-scenes dealings, specifically an immoral transport scheme that supposedly led to the birth of his alleged son, Remir. And that's not all. People are whispering that Jay-Z has been ducking the situation, refusing to respond to the allegations because, deep down, he knows the truth. He knows he's the father. Now, one thing about Jay-Z, he never stays quiet when someone crosses the line. Just think back to when he was falsely linked to that wild rumor involving Diddy and a 13-year-old. Jay didn't waste a second clearing his name. But now, when it comes to Remir, crickets, not a single move toward the courtroom. This case has taken so many twists and turns, it's honestly hard to keep up. But let's get straight to the point. According to multiple sources, Jay-Z's legal team has been pulling every trick in the book to keep Rymir's case buried. But the pressure's building, and now it looks like Remir might finally get the DNA test he's been fighting for. Yep, the judge is letting this case go forward, and the truth might be just around the corner. So I managed to get my hands on the actual court documents, and baby, the tea is hot. The judge responded to the latest filing in the case of Lily Coley versus Sean Corey Carter. And here's what it says word for word. For the foregoing reasons, the court grants the ex parte application and orders that defendant's deadline to respond to plaintiff's complaint be extended to July 18th, 2025. It is so ordered. Now let's break this all the way down. Remir has been telling this story for years, that his mother, Wanda, hooked up with Jay-Z back in 1992. Allegedly, it went down at Jay-Z's aunt's apartment in Brooklyn, right after he picked her up in Philly. Wanda claims they did use protection, but it failed. And boom, she ended up pregnant. According to her, Jay-Z came by one more time 2 weeks later and then vanished. No contact. No way to reach him. Just silence.
You got these lawyers that just frauding and pitting anything they doing, anything they want basically in the courtroom, and the judges is just allowing this to go on. I honestly believe that both of them should be hold it responsible for this, because you guys, this is you guys' job, and if the judge can't see this or overlook it, I can understand a mistake, but just throughout the years, this continue to overlook fraud is just craziness to me. Like, come on, it's right there in your face. If you can't see that, then I don't know what else we can do to help you guys believe that it's something crazy going on with this case. Honestly, I just want everybody in the world just to keep their eyes open and just watch things that happen, that just like how things unfold, because it's crazy. It really is crazy. These judges, these lawyers, this fraud, this collusion, who knows what it's for, money or friendships or whatever they got going on. But I can honestly say that we should never go in the courtroom feeling like we're already the victims and we did nothing wrong.
Fast forward to when Remir was about 8 years old. That's when Wanda finally told him she believed Jay-Z was his real father. Now here's where it gets even messier at first. Wanda's boyfriend at the time, Robert Graves, was listed on Rymir's birth certificate. But in 2011, after a court-ordered DNA test, he was legally removed because guess what? He wasn't the dad. That means the only remaining possibility, according to Remir and his mother, is Jay-Z. And now with these court documents surfacing and the case officially moving forward, the truth might finally be forced into the light. Wanda told Remir straight up she had only ever been with two men, Robert Graves and Jay-Z. And since Robert was ruled out by DNA testing, boop. That only left one option, Jay-Z. Now, we all know by now that Jay-Z has been avoiding that paternity test like the plague. And here's why that matters. Because when he allegedly hooked up with Wanda, she was just 16, and he was 22. That's not just scandalous. That's potentially criminal. And this isn't just gossip. Wanda's godmother even spilled some behind-the-scenes tea. She said, "I got a call from his in-house lawyer, and they were very helpful. We thought we'd settle this quietly." She revealed that they even discussed Rymir's musical talent and floated the idea of signing him to Jay-Z's label. But since he hadn't finished high school yet, she said no. But then, the tone changed fast. New lawyers swooped in with a whole different energy, and suddenly everything went cold. Why? Because allegedly, once Jay-Z's legal team realized Wanda was underage when everything went down, the stakes became way higher. And here's where it gets even darker. If Jay-Z is proven to be the father, then it also means he allegedly took a minor across state lines from Philadelphia to Brooklyn for intimate. And y'all know, that opens up a whole new legal nightmare. And get this, Wanda didn't stay quiet back then. She actually tried to get Jay-Z to take responsibility years ago, but of course, nothing ever came of it. Wanda did try to hold Jay-Z accountable back then. She actually filed a civil lawsuit seeking child support, but the case was thrown out, not because of the evidence, but because she filed it in the wrong state and never refiled it properly. At the time, Jay-Z's legal team claimed he wasn't even an interested party in the matter of Rymir's custody, so Wanda couldn't push the case forward. But that's when Remir stepped up and took the fight into his own hands. And we all know how that went. Years of delays, denials, and doors slammed in his face. Remir says it's no coincidence. According to him, Jay-Z was greasing palms, allegedly paying off lawyers and judges to keep the case buried and keep the truth from ever seeing daylight. Rymir's frustration boiled over when he spoke out publicly, saying, "You got these lawyers committing fraud and just doing whatever they want in the courtroom. and the judges are letting it happen. And honestly, both sides should be held accountable. This is your job. If the judge can't recognize what's going on, maybe once is a mistake, but year after year of ignoring clear fraud, that's just insanity. He went on to say, it's right there in front of them, plain as day. If they can't see what's going on in this case, then I don't know what else it's going to take. All I want is for people to keep their eyes open. Watch how this unfolds, because this is bigger than just me. This is a mess, and the world needs to see it. It's honestly wild, y'all. The level of fraud, collusion, and shady courtroom politics in this case is next level. These judges, these lawyers, who knows what they're protecting? Money? Power? Loyalty? Whatever it is, one thing's clear. No one should have to walk into a courtroom already feeling like a criminal when they've done nothing wrong. Ramir even had to take his fight all the way to the Supreme Court. But the court initially rejected his case, saying it didn't have jurisdiction to reopen matters in the appeals court or unseal trial court records. Undeterred, Ramir refiled in the appellate division of the New Jersey Superior Court. And even then, the process has been exhausting and brutal. Jay-Z's legal team argued he shouldn't have to take a DNA test in New Jersey because supposedly he never lived or owned property there. So legally, Ramir couldn't force him to do anything. But here's where it gets juicy. Ramir posted receipts that Beyonce's own mother, Tina Knowles, admitted in her book that Jay-Z did, in fact, have property in New Jersey during that exact time. So that whole argument, poof, gone. Now, with all this back and forth finally reaching a boiling point, the judge has officially allowed the case to move forward. And people everywhere, thousands of them, are standing behind Ramir, hoping he finally gets the truth and the justice he's been chasing for decades. And this time, Ramir's not alone. He's got major voices backing him, like 50 Cent and Nicki Minaj. And baby, when I tell you Nicki is pressing her foot on Jay-Z's neck, she's not letting up. And honestly, that's why I'm not even going to go too deep into that part right now. If I ever get the chance to speak directly with Nicki, I'd love to connect with her. Because just like the rest of us, I've seen it with my own eyes. They didn't kind of use her. They straight up exploited her platform. They took advantage of her voice, her talent, and her reach. They tried to muzzle her, and it didn't stop there. They went after her family. They attacked her husband. They came for her child. It's disturbing. We're talking about Nicki Minaj here, a global star, a powerhouse, someone with endless talent and influence, and even she's not safe. That should terrify everyone watching this. It terrifies me. I mean, I'm the daughter in this situation. If this can happen to Nicki Minaj and to me, no one's safe. And that's why I respect Nicki so much right now. She's done being quiet. She's seeing the same patterns in her life that I've seen in mine, and she's not sitting back. She's speaking up, loud and clear. And let's be real, Nicki's fed up. She's over it. She's been through hell behind the scenes, and she's finally letting it be known. In the past few days alone, she's made some serious claims, hinting that Jay-Z and his circle have sabotaged her career, and that it's the real reason she hasn't been releasing music. She also suggested that powerful people, friends in high places, have tried to wreck her relationship with Kenneth Petty. According to Nicki, they've spread lies to turn him against her and create chaos in her personal life. All of this together, it paints a picture that's bigger than petty beef or celebrity drama. It's about control, suppression, and the lengths some folks will go to in order to protect their empire, even if it means destroying someone else's. On top of everything else, Nicki Minaj has been sounding the alarm loud and clear. She's calling out how her and her fans' social media accounts are being shadow banned, an obvious attempt, she says, to damage her brand and silence her voice. And she didn't stop there. Nicki also put Jay-Z on blast, saying he owes her money. Yes, owes. And now, she stepped right into Ramir's corner, applying pressure and fanning the flames of this paternity battle. She's making it loud and clear. Jay-Z needs to take that test, and with the latest updates, it's finally looking like that might actually happen. Ramir could finally get his moment of truth, and maybe, just maybe, leave this nightmare behind. But even as the support grows, the questions keep rolling in. What does Ramir really want? Is this about a payout, public validation, or just justice? Well, Rymir recently addressed that head-on. He said this case was never about forcing Jay-Z to be a dad or magically make up for the lost years. This fight, he says, is about corrupt courts, biased judges, and a broken legal system that failed his family. He claims fraudulent court orders caused them to lose money, and illegal liens were placed on their home, and those liens are still being used to collect money to this day. Rymir has been clear. I don't want money or anything like that from Jay-Z. I just want him to finally tell the truth to the world. And honestly, that's fair. He's saying, if Jay-Z truly believes he's not the father and nothing ever happened between him and Wanda, then why the constant refusal to take a simple DNA test? Because if you've got nothing to hide, why run from the truth? At the end of the day, Rymir's not asking for the world. He just wants some truth cleared up. First, he wants to address the claim that Jay-Z allegedly took his mother, Wanda, across state lines when she was just 16, from Philadelphia to Brooklyn, where they allegedly had sex. That alone would raise serious legal red flags. Second, he's calling out Jay-Z's legal team for allegedly lying in court and brushing it off as a misspeak. Rymir's not buying it. Third, he's frustrated that Jay-Z continues to deny all the claims in court, despite allegedly trying to settle the whole thing privately years ago. So which is it? And fourth, and this is the most chilling, Rymir says someone tried to take him out. He claims that after filing a civil suit against Jay-Z, someone fired shots at him, and that he's been facing intimidation tactics for years. He even posted photos of his car after it had been shot up and claimed that something was planted inside his vehicle before he was pulled over. Sound familiar? Because these are the same tactics Damori Hadley talked about when she exposed Roc Nation's CEO, Desiree Perez, alleging threats, control, and psychological warfare. It's giving pattern, honey, a disturbing one. And now with the courts finally ordering Jay-Z to respond, the heat is officially on. This case isn't just simmering, it's boiling. So what do you think? Is Jay-Z finally going to step up and face the music? Or will this continue to unravel even deeper? Let me know in the comments because this one's far from over. This